Hi everyone, this is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. The AI industry is undergoing a fundamental shift that threatens to upend the entire ecosystem we have built over the past few years. While thousands of startups have been racing to build applications on top of foundational models from companies like OpenAI and various others, these same models providers are now showcasing their hand, and it doesn't look good for the application layer. The recent article, which you are watching on your screen, the model is a product, cuts through the noise and identifies a trend that many in the industry have been reluctant to acknowledge. The big AI labs are no longer content to provide general purpose models for others to build upon. Instead, they are training specialized agentic models that directly compete with the very application previously built on their APIs. I have been covering these models and these applications for more than 2 years now, and that is evident through the channel. I have seen many applications, and I am talking in thousands now, which even I have reviewed on the channel, that have disappeared because after a few months the model was able to offer the same thing. You can call it a writing on the wall too, in my humble opinion. Let's be honest, this shift has been coming for a while. When Anthropic's Claude released Claude Code and OpenAI launched Deep Research and DeepSeek came along, they were not just shipping new features, they were demonstrating a new paradigm. These are not traditional LLMs with some bolted on tools. These are models specifically trained through reinforcement learning to perform complex tasks that previously required sophisticated application layer engineering only could do. And you can check out my channel. For instance, I have been covering lot of image model, lot of OCR models, lot of specialized models, and even the general purpose models are now able to do most of the things. The economics makes this inevitable. Inference costs are dropping while the value of selling raw API access is diminishing. For instance, when the vice president of AI at Databricks predicts that all closed models provider will stop selling APIs in next 2 to 3 years, that is not just provocative talk. It is recognition of where the market is heading. Thousands of AI startups have been built on fundamental premise that model providers would stick to providing general models while third parties would build specialized applications. This vision is rapidly collapsing, and these startups are waking up to the reality or the rude awakening that this is not the cloud moment. Many application layer companies are essentially conducting free R&D for the big labs, identifying valuable use cases and demonstrating what users want, only to see those capabilities eventually built directly into the models themselves. Take code assistants like Cursor, Continue, and various other which we have been covering on the channel. These have built impressive tools on top of models like GPT-4 or Claude, but now Claude 3.7 has come along with vastly improved coding capabilities baked in. The value proposition of these middleware tools inevitably shrinks as the underlying models become more specialized and capable. What's particularly concerning is how the investment landscape hasn't caught up to this reality. VCs continue pouring billions into application layer startups while underlying training capabilities and infrastructures. As this article, which I showed you, points out, and you can see it on this diagram, that these companies focused on training struggle to raise capital compared to API wrappers, despite the increasing evidence that training is where the lasting value will be created. This feels like a classic case of fighting yesterday's war. While investors chase the next cursor or perplexity, the ground is shifting beneath our feet. The companies that will dominate the next phase might be those with genuine training capabilities or deep domain expertise that can not be easily replicated, and that is my personal opinion. So what is the path forward for AI startups Caught in this squeeze, there are limited options, unfortunately. I could just think three or four from top of my head. For example, the first one would be to develop proprietary training capabilities even at small scale, or focus on deeply specialized domains where big labs won't venture, or build direct partnership with model providers rather than just consuming APIs. And they could also concentrate on user experience and interface innovations that add genuine value. What won't work is simply wrapping an API with a nice UI and hoping to build a sustainable business. That is not going to work. As models become more and more specialized and capable, the middleman position becomes increasingly precarious. Also, the labs like DeepSeek in China are taking a different approach, viewing AI models as fundamental infrastructure rather than product. This article also notes down that DeepSeek is focused on research and technological innovation rather than application positioning themselves for the next wave of AI development. The uncomfortable reality is that many companies, especially in the West, and especially the startups, may find themselves outmaneuvered not just by the big labs like OpenAI and Anthropic or DeepSeek, but by this alternative approach to AI development coming from the rest of the world. What we are witnessing isn't just a strategic pivot by a few companies, it's a fundamental reshaping of how AI value will be created and captured. The application layer, as we have understood it, may be largely automated away, with specialized models trained to perform complex tasks without the need for elaborate orchestration. For investors, founders, and engineers in the AI space, this is a moment that requires clear eyed reassessment. The comfortable narrative of an ecosystem where model providers and application builders happily coexist in separate layers is giving way to a more competitive reality. The model isn't just becoming the product, it's eating the application layer too. I'm very keen to hear your thoughts on it, so please share them in the comments. Before I let you go, let me also introduce you to the sponsors of the video, who are Camel AI. Camel is an sorry. Camel is an open source community focused on building multi-agent infrastructures for finding the scaling laws of agents with applications in data generation, task automation, and world simulation. And I will drop the link to their website in video's description. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, then please do me a favor and share the video and the channel among your network, because to be honest, that is the only marketing I do, and I highly cherish and I'm grateful for your support. Thank you.